What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel. So I had a feeling that this video would be coming soon, and while I wished it didn't need to be made, I think it's important for those fans of anime who are making the transition from Funimation to Crunchyroll to know just what they're going to be in for. By now, you already know about the sudden and not so unexpected library merger that happened with Funimation and Crunchyroll at the beginning of the month. I even made a video sharing my thoughts on it, which you can find a link for in the description. And of course, we knew that the process was going to be an interesting one. Not every series made the initial transfer, and I think it was clear that in the days after this great fusion, other shows would be appearing in the Crunchyroll library over time. The big question that a lot of fans were asking was about the uncensored home video versions of the shows, and while some unedited shows did make their way into the Crunchyroll roster, it did leave me wondering if Sony was going to start filtering which shows made the cut and which ones got the uncut. And I didn't have to wait long for an answer. So, what happened? 6 days ago, Crunchyroll got a fresh batch of anime from the Funimation library. One of those titles was the anime series Azur Lane, with a somewhat typical but highly ecchi bath scene in episode 6. This episode was streamed in both simulcast and uncut home video version on Funimation, but apparently when it made the transition to Crunchyroll, the uncensored version didn't get packed in with the luggage. Assuming this was just an oversight, I decided to wait before springing into action against my better, wild YouTube drama reporting instincts. I mean, maybe this would be corrected if I just gave it a bit more time. Surely the occasional hiccup was going to happen with this library merger, and I wanted to give the people at Crunchyroll the benefit of the doubt. Today I check, and the episode is still censored. Both sub and dub. And so, like any good YouTuber looking for original content, I went in search of other anime that didn't quite make the uncut. At first, I was thinking this might only apply to anime acquired more recently, so I dived deeper into the older titles, and I found a show that I knew was streamed uncut on Funimation, and wasn't likely to be on any relevant radar. The 7 Mortal Sins. A show so abysmal and pointlessly ecchi, I was sure no one was even going to care at this point. And the dubbed version that got added 6 days ago from the Funimation library was, you guessed it, censored. Now, if this was an accidental mistake when it came to Azur Lane, that would be one thing. But for this to happen to a show that's 5 years old and no longer relevant, well, that smacks of intent, not accident. And if you don't think that it matters, just check the comments on the show. See how the first episode has double-digit comments and then nothing after episode 3? With all the vocal toxicity on Crunchyroll in every single comment section, it really doesn't bode well when even they, the toxic commenters, won't bother to comment on it. And why is that? Because they aren't going to watch it. No one is going to watch it. Congratulations, Sony, you've literally just lost money on this show. And if this is any indication of how this thing is going to work from here on, it won't be the last time you're going to lose money either. So what does this mean for fans wanting home video versions of their anime to stream? Well, it could mean a few possible things. It could be that a higher subscription tier will be put in place for fans wanting the uncut stuff. It could be that this will drive up the value of a physical release of an anime on home video, provided Sony and Crunchyroll have a distributor for the anime now that Funimation is gone. And it could be that this is just how it's going to be for the foreseeable future. No more Blu-rays, and we all pay for a subscription to watch the broadcast versions. Oh, but with a dub. Now, you may be thinking that Crunchyroll are a bunch of liars, that Sony has just played us all for fools. And while I have no love whatsoever for Sony, or Crunchyroll for that matter, I think it's important to put some things in proper perspective so that you know just what you're getting into before you shell out that premium subscription for a service thinking that it's going to be one thing when it's something else entirely. I think it's important to offer a little clarity about what type of service Crunchyroll was versus a service like Funimation, and what I think we may be expecting or over-expecting now that the fusion has happened. Crunchyroll does not and has never censored anime. There is no back room where a sweaty nerd working for the American Prude sits in his $300 PewDiePie edition clutch gaming chair, adding light rays and stupid obnoxious censor bars to anime. Anime gets censored in Japan for broadcasting, and then that version, and only that version, gets sent to Crunchyroll for the simulcast. The uncensored versions are always reserved for the home video release. So, for the love of God, stop saying Crunchyroll censored their anime. Get it right already. Second thing, Crunchyroll has always been a streaming service that mostly streams broadcast anime. It's sort of how they've been operating for so long. What gave them their advantage back in the day was their ability to get their shows earlier than most other companies, which usually always means the edited broadcast version. Sometimes a show would get picked up that was a home video release or something from a premium cable channel, but those were pretty rare. It's also worth noting that nowhere has Crunchyroll advertised themselves as a platform that provides uncensored anime, unlike Funimation, which built their business on that gimmick. And the reasons were obvious. One platform was for streaming broadcast anime from Japan, and the other was a company that specialized in the physical and digital distribution of that anime in a home video market. At no point during this Sony acquisition or during the merger of Funimation to Crunchyroll has Sony announced that Crunchyroll would suddenly become the new Funimation. So far as I know, Crunchyroll isn't going to step in with any home video releases, in-house dubs, or any of the things that Funimation was about. So, again, so far as we know, it's still business as usual. Crunchyroll will still be the #1 spot for watching all the anime fresh from Japan, just the broadcast version. It's also important to know that nowhere in the official announcement did anyone say that the anime that Crunchyroll was getting from Funimation was going to include the uncut digital library. We, the fans, made that assumption. And to be fair, it seemed like a reasonable assumption. What would be the point of acquiring and moving an entire library of anime if you're just going to strip away the uncut home video release? Even in a mostly digital age, we still have to contend with anime licensing, and it is entirely possible that the home video versions that Funimation had acquired, the uncut versions, were not part of Sony's acquisition, and once those lapsed, then they were gone. Now, that would be a worst-case scenario, right up there with Sony still has the licenses for the home video versions and just doesn't want to distribute them. But again, it's all speculation at this point. One thing is for sure though, fans that pay for anime want all of the anime, warts and all, boobs and all. And if the largest anime streaming platform in the world cannot provide that, it will only drive the fans back to the pirate sites, looking to profit off of Sony's shortcomings. But what are your thoughts on all this? Should anime be available uncensored on Crunchyroll now that they have the shows? Should they keep going business as usual? Where is Sony in all of this? I'd love to get your thoughts on it, so head to the comments and make with the remarks. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button, and of course, if you are new, subscribe for more. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of all future videos when they happen. And of course, if you would like to support the channel directly, you can do so by becoming a member of my Patreon. There'll be a link in the description down below. Have an amazing day, everyone. Keep being awesome, and I will see you all in the next video.